I was halfway through airport security when the text from my 8-year-old lit my phone like a flare. "Daddy, the sleepy drops are back and I'm scared to tell Mom no." That single sentence detonated 14 years of marriage. I abandoned my suitcase at O'Hare, took the first flight home, and found Mia curled on the mudroom floor clutching her stuffed narwhal, eyes glassy, whispering that Mommy said the new vitamins were strawberry-flavored but tasted like metal and made the whole world go black. I carried her to my truck, drove straight to Rush Pediatric ER, and watched a nurse's face go white when the lab rushed back results. Lorazepam, 3 times the adult dose for someone Mia's size, still swimming in her bloodstream. The doctor used the phrase chemically induced coma range and asked who had access to Schedule 4 sedatives. I had no answer yet, only rage. 2 days later, I moved Mia to my brother's lake house in Wisconsin under the cover story of Early Thanksgiving with Cousins. Then I turned our Lincoln Park brownstone into a trap. I didn't buy a nanny cam. I hired a licensed PI with court-admissible equipment for 4K pinhole lenses hidden in smoke detectors and picture frames, all feeding to a cloud server the police could pull with one click. I wanted this bulletproof. Claire, my wife of 14 years, the woman who still kissed me goodbye every morning like nothing was wrong, had no idea the house was now a stage. Thursday, 11:02 a.m. I sat in a rented gray sedan 2 blocks away, watching the feeds on a tablet. Claire floated downstairs in a dress I'd never seen, heels clicking, phone to her ear laughing in that flirty register she hadn't used on me since our honeymoon. She opened a fresh bottle of Veuve, set 2 flutes on the island, and dimmed the lights. The doorbell camera caught him perfectly. Julian Reyes, the 31-year-old creative director she'd introduced as just a work friend at last year's gala. Expensive watch, smug half-smile, hand already sliding to the small of her back the second the door shut. They never made it past the kitchen island. Champagne spilled. Her laugh turned into the moan I thought belonged only to me. I recorded in silence, every frame date stamped, every microphone catching the exact moment she whispered, "Mia's gone till Sunday." No interruptions this time. Sunday came and went. I counted $29,000 missing from our brokerage in 4 months. Found Amtrak receipts for weekend girls' trips that matched hotel charges at the Nomad in New York. Discovered a second phone hidden in her winter boots with an entire thread of heart emojis and hotel mirror selfies I wish I could unsee. Monday morning, I walked into the offices of Vega and Associates, the most feared divorce litigator in the city, carrying a thumb drive the PI had overnight. She watched 10 minutes of footage, closed the laptop and said, "Congratulations, Mr. Ellis. You just won sole custody before we even file." But I still needed Claire to feel the floor disappear beneath her the same way it had beneath me. Wednesday, 3:17 p.m. I invited her mother, Vivian, over to help pick Mia up a surprise early. Vivian arrived clutching a bakery box of Mia's favorite macarons, eyes bright with grandmother excitement. I locked the front door behind her, led her to the living room, and hit play on the 85-inch TV. No warning. No gentle build-up. Just Julian pressing Claire against our fridge, her leg hooked around his waist, the same fridge covered in Mia's finger paintings. Vivian dropped the box. Pink and pistachio macarons exploded across the hardwood like confetti at a funeral. She aged 20 years in 20 seconds, mouth open, no sound coming out. When Claire on-screen gasped Julian's name, Vivian finally screamed. One raw, animal sound that wasn't even a word. I let it run another 15 seconds, then froze the frame on Claire's face mid-laugh, the exact moment she thought no one was watching. "That's why your granddaughter needed her stomach pumped last week," I said, voice flat. "So the house would be empty for this." The strawberry drops were liquid lorazepam. She was drugging an 8-year-old Vivian. Vivian slid down the wall until she was sitting on the floor among crushed macarons, sobbing into her hands. I crouched beside her. "Tell your daughter the locks are changed, the accounts are frozen, and the footage is already with Chicago PD and DCFS. If she ever comes within 500 feet of Mia without a supervisor, the entire internet meets Julian." Vivian looked up at me with shattered eyes. She was my little girl. Not anymore. I opened the door. Cold November rain slashed sideways across the stoop. Vivian walked out into it without an umbrella. Bakery box forgotten. Shoulders folded in like broken wings. Behind me, the frozen image of Claire mid-moan glowed on the screen. I turned the TV off, killed every light in the house, and stood in the dark listening to the rain hammer the windows. Tomorrow Mia comes home to a father who will never let the monsters in again. And somewhere across the city, Claire is about to learn that some lies don't just cost you your family. They cost you your soul.